Hey everybody, welcome to Open Tab. This is CNET's conversation show where we wrap up the past week and the episode where we wrap up the entire summer. We're having a few drinks and we encourage you, our live viewing audience on YouTube and live stream, to do so as well, but no peer pressure. That's not the kind of show we are. We don't want to pressure anyone into doing something they don't want to do. Okay? My name is Jeff Bakalar, and with me is the queen of CNET Update, Bridget Carey, making her triumphant return to us after a summer of maternity leave. Round of applause and congratulations to Bridget and your entire family. What a beautiful moment this is for you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I want to know real quick, though, like, how is your first week back? And also, we're enjoying a little bit of mother's milk in her celebration, which is weird to like just think about what that probably means, but don't. You're back. We're celebrating you.
It's an appropriate drink, I feel.
It's appropriate. So how has your first week been back?
I felt like a little bit of a lost puppy at first.
Yeah.
I kind of been away from screens for a while, which is pretty refreshing. I mean, you have your phone once in a while, but still. I think everyone's been really great to welcome me back and kind of back in the swing of things already after the whole week, yeah.
I knew you'd be fine. Hit the ground running as you always do.
How about the leaving of the baby?
Yeah.
It's a little emotionally hard.
Rough, right?
Yeah, and also it's just you have a whole new world of like it's not just you anymore. So getting ready and like I forgot also how to put makeup on. I mean, I was like a ponytail for like 3 months.
Of course.
So yeah, there's a lot of readjusting to this new life of mommy and work.
Right. Difficult balance, but you're pulling it off. No problem. Also back with us for more fun and games is Mr. Joseph Kaminsky.
Hello, hello, hello.
He says hello 3 times. I like it. Mike Sorrentino and Brian Van Gelder are watching us in the back, chatting with you live, bringing all of the conversations to our attention. Now you can either take part in that by typing your questions into the comments, chat, or tweet us by using hashtag OpenTab. We got our own hashtag now.
Nice.
Twitter let us have it. He said, you guys, it's yours.
Sweet.
So now we own that, which is cool.
Open
It's cool. They say Twitter's going to take off. Okay, first let's get started with our started off topic. We're talking about back to school stuff. Back to school tech is the sort of theme that we're going with right now. We're all parents, some very new, some more experienced. So you have a 3-month-old.
Yes.
Right? But Joe, how old are your kids?
Well, my son is 8. He'll be 9 in
Right.
February. My daughter is going to be 3 November 3rd. So yeah, I got that nice little gap between the two, but they are both iPad savvy children.
Already?
Yes.
Yeah.
My son actually has his own cell phone.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he does.
That's a thing?
A hand-me-down or like a new one?
I gave him, he has a 5S.
Okay.
So
He has a better phone than my mom.
Well,
What's that about?
Maybe if you passed your mom down one of your phones, she'd be doing better.
Perhaps.
The 5S was my phone. It was my
Okay.
older phone. I figured it was small enough for him. He actually originally had started with the 4S. I moved him to the 5S.
Oh, you got an upgrade already.
I upgraded him because I got sick of
You
carrying
just got finished saying he's how old? 8?
Yes. I got sick.
Let's back up
within the
about,
same year, I upgraded him.
Yeah.
I got sick of carrying 2 chargers, a 30-pin and a lightning. I just wanted one lightning.
How'd you deal?
So, all right, let me explain this is how I come to have all these phones. What I do is...
No, I don't care
I
about
buy a new phone every year.
Yeah.
And instead of paying for the insurance, I keep the older one as my backup in case I lose it or break it. So basically, I
don't pay insurance. I just live on the edge.
Yeah,
Well,
you got to do it. I don't wear underwear ever.
Well, I that's what I do. I buy the new one and I keep the other one as a backup. So fortunately, I've been lucky so far because I don't have a backup as of now because I gave him my 5S and Leah's phone got stolen and I gave her my 6.
Well, I got a question.
Sure.
Okay, so 8 years old, a time of grand imagination.
Sure.
A time of running around with more energy than we know what to do with. Do you feel any regrets over giving him a phone? Like he's going to the phone to play games instead of doing other, running around, physical toys? Or?
Well, fortunately, thank you, David Carnoy, he gave me a life-proof case. So he has had it in his pocket and ran through the sprinkler before and everything.
Okay.
So he is still active.
But that's not what we're getting at. We're asking.
But he does use his phone. But there was a case where he was out with my mom. And he got separated, and the first thing he did was call me, and I asked him to look up at the street sign. He told me where he was. And
Right, of course he was playing Pokemon Go.
And I talked him home. I even talked him across the street.
Oh my God!
He was only 2 blocks away.
That's still crazy.
But yeah, but
so here we all right.
So that works out, and also the fact that when he's in summer camp and he goes on trips, I can see where he is because I find my friends. I know his location.
Look,
so that's cool.
No, we're not judging you.
I by no means. I'm telling you my reasons.
I think it's important to talk about how old is it okay? How old should a child be before they have their own phone? I feel like most people would think 8 is on the earlier side of things.
8's definitely earlier, but the thing is that I learned from him breaking one of my iPads that it's better to let him have his own thing to break than mine, especially if you're fortunate.
What about other kids in his class? Is he like the only one with the phone in his class?
No, there are other kids that have phones in his class.
So here's what I think should happen. And
they're not really allowed to bring it to school, though.
Yeah, I would not think you would be allowed to bring it. I think the thing that I'm going to look for when my son, who's what is he? He's a year and 5 months. When he's ready for something like that, I might want to get him like a watered down, like hit this button for emergencies.
They have it on watches now.
Yeah,
like GPS. Call dad.
I was thinking in terms like
that.
Yeah,
did that cross your mind?
Yeah, but I was fortunate because I had a line that I wasn't using and I was paying for. I just dumbed it down.
All right, but
because I have multiple lines.
I know what you're saying. So detach yourself from like that. We're talking more about like the general, like not everyone is in your position with all your lines. You don't know what to do with them and stuff like that. You got phones coming out every hole.
Well, I pay for my mom's phone. I pay for my son's phone.
But like, what we're getting down to is like 8-year-olds. Should they have a cell phone versus, I keep saying like a jitterbug because that's the only thing.
You know what? I think it also depends on each particular situation. Like, you're still married. You're with Stacy. You're married. My son's mother and I are no longer together.
Right.
So it's kind of good for me because I can also reach out directly to him without it feel like I'm cramping her style. Okay. Is this dude like?
It's complicated.
Is he bothering me?
It's complicated.
So I call him directly. He can FaceTime me anytime he wants. It's not like if his mother's using her phone and he can't call me. So I kind of like that. He can always. I'm
a lot of layers.
I'm always accessible. I mean, you can ask. I report to Dan Ackerman. You can ask him. He's like, take it in the other room. Because when my son calls me, I get up, I take his call. Right. I never want him to feel like, oh, daddy's not going to be there.
Right. Okay. You never ever leave a voicemail for dad. Always going to.
Well, I mean, if he calls me during the show, I may have to. I'll reply with a text. Can't talk right now.
That's fine. What about other tech, like outside of a phone? I mean, phones are like the main thing.
I think the segue to him getting a phone was he's had an iPad for a number of years. I got him when he turned, I think, like 4. I bought him an iPad mini. And I just felt it was like such a big investment that I went against what I would normally do, and I got him the 16 gig because I'm like, $400 for, So I got him the 16 gigabyte, which is, oh God, I wouldn't recommend that to anybody.
Okay.
But he had it. He's had it, and he still has it to this day. It's still intact. It's also in a life-proof case. And I was like, okay. He took care of his iPad, and I kind of transitioned to the phone because the phone has a cellular connection, and I mean, this kid loves him some YouTube. I mean,
of course.
He's made YouTube videos he wants me to upload, but I mean, I've seen some of the commenters and how cruel they are with us. I can't have them destroy my son before puberty.
I think that's like the big question. One, like it's on a case-by-case basis with kids and how mature they are. You started with the iPad to see how he was with it, and you also don't want to not give them the opportunity to test out things like, get really into YouTube videos or want to create things, so you want to like not set them behind when everyone else in school has something like that. So there's that funny balance. But I was surprised with something with my 3-month-old.
Yeah, I was going to say, your daughter's super young, but...
But my parents are in Florida.
Okay.
And we FaceTime, and she smiles at them. Yeah. My husband went on a work trip, and she recognized him on the phone.
Totally.
That blew my mind. And I also had that moment of like, am I doing a wrong thing because she shouldn't look at a screen this young? But it's amazing. She can see a screen and she sees daddy, and oh my gosh. Like this is like one of those magical future moments, where you can, like mirror. Read a story, from across the country, So I know she's gonna be seeing mom and dad always do this because it's our job, and she's gonna want to play with the phone because it's what parents do. So I want to do that too.
Right.
But I'm gonna do my hardest to not give her the screen if it's possible. But then I can't judge. There's gonna be a time where I'm at that restaurant, and just like every toddler, maybe, or I'm on an airplane, you're held hostage with everyone else. You don't want a crying kid on the airplane, so you'll do something to entertain them, and you'll put a screen in front of their face. I'll have to go through those lessons as I hit them, I guess.
It's tough.
It definitely starts when you're on the road.
Yeah, right now I'm at the point where my kid, he totally understands like what the FaceTime is. It's so funny because like when it hangs up, the phone's off and it's down, and then he just like waves bye, like that. Like 10 seconds later, he's like, okay, bye. Like, I don't know where you went. You were here a second ago. And to me, that's like, oh man, he's like something's going on in his brain that's just not connecting the dots. Like this poor kid, like, and like he'll reach out to it a lot. Like he wants Stacy to like pick him up. I was like, sorry, dude. She's like 40 miles away. It's just not happening. It's weird. It's like a heartbreaking kind of thing. And I wasn't expecting him to be that sort of ingrained in it this early in his life, but he's already.
I didn't expect him to even understand what they're looking at.
Yeah, like this is maybe a little tangential, but like he'll, we don't watch a lot of TV with him yet. He maybe has like 2 hours a week of TV, right? But he'll sit on the couch and he knows the remote like does something, so he'll just like pick it up and just look at the TV and be like. Why? Okay, like I have
Magic
it,
wand,
and that's it. The connections they make. They're basic, but they're on point.
I thought with an infant, and a newborn, you can kind of watch TV, and last night we were watching Stranger Things, and she was watching it too.
Yeah, she felt it.
Like the whole time, just
like,
on it,
yeah.
and I'm going. Are you watching?
She's like, I totally identify with 11.
Are you watching?
Yeah.
Like, am I a bad mom?
No, it's tough. There's a lot of weird things that I'm just getting into right now, and you dealt with it. You'll get there.
Yeah.
It's weird. Children and technology. It's weird.
My daughter's 2, and like I said, she's going on 3, and she'll get up. So like when she FaceTimes me, she has to hang up.
Yeah.
I mean, her mother sent me a video one time because she was kind of being a little. Running around, not paying attention. So I hung it up. Her mother recorded her throwing the biggest tantrum because she couldn't hit the button because she had to.
Right,
she likes to go bye-bye and hit the button. She has to hit the button.
Yeah, there's weird stuff like that. We have some interaction here. On Facebook, Jim says, kids do not need smartphones and definitely not at school. But Jim, I feel like a lot of people might disagree with you, especially some of the effed up stuff that happens in schools these days. Maybe having some sort of communicative device is necessary. I don't know.
But
I don't know how you
causes
do it.
problems.
What's that?
Things like Yik Yak come along.
Totally.
They cause problems
Totally.
with high school kids.
Yeah.
So, because kids are terribly mean.
Right. That's the thing. Like, there's no streamlined situation. There's just the best you can do. I agree. Like, I don't think kids need smartphones, but I think in this day and age there is something you need to give them that lets them call for help. Mm-hmm. We can't live in 2016 given the technology we are afforded and have a child who is by themselves be in a situation where they're helpless without some sort of beacon.
I think like the old school equivalent, me being old and dating back to like dusk.
Dude, I grew up without cell phones too.
We're the last generation that understands both.
This is the thing. Before cell phones, they used to have prepaid cards, and my mom gave me a prepaid card, like the home card. It only allowed me to call the home phone from an outside payphone. Yeah. So even as a child, I had that, where I guess now the equivalent would be a cell phone. So growing up, even I had some way to call home from a payphone if I had no money or anything on me.
Also on Facebook, someone says that there should be a low-tech phone for kids. That's sort of what I was
They do have them.
Yeah.
They're like 4 buttons pre-programmed.
Yeah. It's like call my cell, her cell, or the police.
But it's a plan. It's money. So if you're going to put that money down for a plan, do you do what Joey did and go, I have an old phone, let me just attach it to that?
Well, like I said, also the fact that I have a really good deal on my plan.
Yeah.
It's unlimited. I have 3 lines, unlimited data, unlimited texting, and 3 gig hotspot.
Okay, here's the part where Joe shows off his plan.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's just unlimited everything in a 3
We
gig
get it,
hotspot.
Joe. You're super cool. Everyone should be like you.
It's not super cool. I was paying for it anyway.
So cool.
So basically, how my son's phone came to be.
Okay, I guess we're.
Is my godson.
Yeah.
He lived in New York.
Yeah.
And his mom worked at 5 World Trade, and she was there 9/11, and it just shook her up, and she moved out of the city. She just could not get far enough away from the city.
Okay.
So he wanted to come stay in the city one summer, so he stayed with me. His family couldn't reach him. He has family in the city, but they live like upstate. He wanted to stay with me because I was in Manhattan. So I initially got the phone for him, and I just never shut it off. And then when he got old enough, he's 28 now. When he got old enough, he was like, I can't have you paying for my phone, so he has his own line. I literally had the line sitting there.
He had to do something with it.
There's something to be said, though, about having access to a computer, regardless of the phone or the computer, but really just being comfortable enough to just be around it. In my home growing up, we only had one PC. Now everyone's got their own laptop.
Sure.
But I
And
hogged
desktop.
it. And I was on AIM all the time. I became a faster typer, more confident
Right.
in talking to people. I was able to play around with stupid little things. And I was more comfortable with the computers. Now, I hogged it from my little brother, and I don't know if he's as fast of a typer as I am, you know, in the scheme of things. You know, and also, there are benefits to doing your homework now. You need an internet connection. They expect you to have, you know, computer access at home now if you want to succeed. So you don't want to set your kid back by not giving them the best.
Yeah.
Well, the way it's just like when I was growing up. You know, we all didn't have computers at first, and we just went to the kid's house who had it. So it's not a question of them not having, you know, accessibility. They will get their hands on it.
Yeah.
At least this way, you can govern it. You can monitor it. You know, you can set the parental parameters.
Yeah, they're going to
and stuff
talk
like that.
anyways to their
'Cause, I
friends
mean,
online.
My son's, you know, Five Nights at Freddy this, Five Nights. I'm like, he has like every Five Nights at Freddy figure, but he's afraid to play the game. It's the funniest thing.
Yeah, that is strange.
And he knows it from other kids.
I cannot believe how much they've licensed out that brand. That's crazy. Do you guys feel? You don't know the game Five Nights at Freddy's?
I guess I'm not cool.
No, it has nothing to do with that. Don't worry about that. What do you guys think about tablets for kids? Do you feel comfortable with a child having a tablet?
Yes.
At
school
at
or
what
home?
age? Like,
Well,
At
Joey
any-
clearly as soon as possible.
well, I mean, there always are the preschool games
Yeah,
on there.
totally.
You know.
I mean, yeah, like Jordan started with Monkey Preschool Lunchbox. There's a lot of educational games, you
Mm-hmm.
know, shapes, colors, math. It's not just pick it up and put a movie on
Sure.
it. It depends on how you utilize it. I mean, like for long drives, we had like a little DVD player, and we'd have like the little Einstein stuff up there,
Right.
you know, with shapes and colors and words and stuff like that.
I like the parental controls they have nowadays. You can even set timers to have it be like, oh, you've spent a half hour
Yeah, I think
already on it.
when you say it's okay, you got to kind of explain it's okay.
Exactly.
With
It's
what.
not just
because,
like a yes
Because like
or
some
no.
people are like, oh, you think, oh, here, take it and watch
Right.
Netflix or Nick
does
Jr.
any-
all
like,
day.
I can't say that I'm not a little, I don't know, turned off by the notion of like I have a friend who all he does is just give his kid a phone all the time.
How is this
And
different
it's
than
like a
watching?
pacifier,
How is
right?
this different than watching TV all summer like I did? That's how
Well,
I grew up.
it
I
is-
just
it's
sat
not
in front of
different.
the TV.
It's now that the TV just comes with you.
Right.
But like I was buried in Game Boy my entire adolescence and childhood, so like
Sega Game Gear.
yeah, like
Or,
I don't
you
know. There is no right and wrong. It's whatever works for you. Just, you know.
I used to
try
kill
and
them
do the
old
right thing.
Mattel handheld football. I beat
I
that.
think
yeah.
it's the social media stuff you got to be careful
Mm-hmm.
of, because if you open up the app store to anything.
Yeah. What about games? Are you guys? I know 3 months. That's out of the question. Even for me, it's out of the question.
Jordan's Lego Dimensions.
My kids-
He bought it himself with his own birthday money.
Oh, that's nice.
He likes Lego Dimensions.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I can't do games just yet. Like my dog and my kid are actually at like the same cognitive level right now.
But realistically,
So-
he'd rather build with the Lego than play it.
Yeah.
But he likes a TV on in the background while he's building.
Okay. Netflix. Does Jordan consume a lot of streaming stuff?
It's funny. YouTube. He wants to be a YouTube star. He's literally said it. I mean, I should have given Brian the segment he did on this Free Makers Lego he built.
Yeah. So what is he like reviewing stuff? Is
He literally, with his iPhone,
Yeah.
he made a video for YouTube about the Lego that he built, describing it, saying, "Look at the detail." And at the very end, he
I wanna
goes,
see that.
"At the very end, he goes, subscribe."
Click right below. Subscribe
And
right now.
I created, and you know that brings me to another point.
Okay.
Since we're talking about it, I created a YouTube page for him, but I don't use YouTube that often, and I want to be really familiar before I put anything of his up there.
Yeah.
You know, spoke to people around here like disable comments
Yes.
and stuff like that.
You don't need weirdos, talking to your kid.
So, but he has it. But the one thing I wanted to bring up is, and this is with like the emails, like Gmail and all that. It'd be nice if they allowed you to create a sub email for your kid, because in creating his email account, I actually had to lie about his age, because you have to be a certain age to have an email. I kind of wish they had a parental email where you can kind of make a sub email underneath it, because I did that for multiple
Would you
reasons.
have to be 13?
something like but he's only 8. I created it for him because
don't worry, no one's gonna watch.
Well,
this.
no, in the iPhone,
It's literally on YouTube.
No, because of the iPhone, that's why I created it, because he's logged into my Apple ID, but I created his own iCloud account.
I got you.
So he can get his free 5 gigs. Also, because I don't want all this crazy YouTube
a
homemade
lot
videos
of
coming to my
parents
phone.
are okay with their younger kids going on Facebook too. I mean, like I've spoken to parents who have kids who are 11 years old, 10 years old. Now it's supposed to be 13, but the way that they approach it is my kid mature enough? Because everyone in their class is already on it, lying about their age. So you have to have that conversation, going, all right, you have to do the computer in the family room. And, I had to be your friend.
Yeah, it's tough. The last thing I want to talk about, and we kind of already discussed a lot of it, do you think there is an age? I mean, obviously Facebook, YouTube have ideas about what that specific age is, but do you think there is an actual realistic age where someone should be on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter?
I think all of that comes with the parents' discretion.
Snappies.
Discretion, maturity, and the network matters. Like what benefit is it for a kid to see Instagram, unless they're really into taking photos, but then they're going to come across all the stuff that they don't need to come across.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's a new job.
I act like I don't have a kid and I don't have to worry about it.
You will.
It's a thing.
You will.
All right, this has been a great conversation. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with some really cool stuff. Make sure you check this out, and we'll be right back.
Hey, Ashley.
Hey, how's the baby?
Good. Maternity leave was great.
You ready to take back update?
I think so. I mean, I didn't miss much over the summer, right?
You missed a lot. We got to get you back in shape. Who owns LinkedIn?
Microsoft.
Who owns Yahoo?
Verizon.
Who owns Jet.com?
Walmart.
Who owns Theranos?
Trick.
How are you going to be the very best when all you're catching is Pidgeys? Pidgeys, Bridgie, Bridgie.
Try. I've been away too long. I need more likes. I'm losing followers.
Put your Snapchat into your Instagram stories.
Okay.
There you go. Now you're getting it. Okay, Bridget, you're ready. It's time.
All right. Thanks, Ashley.
Let's do it. Come on. Let's do it.
Here we go. Is the end near for Nexus Phones? Google may no longer make phones under the Nexus branding. At least that's according to a report from the website Android Central. Sources told the blog that Google wants to put more of a focus on Google branding and move away from the Nexus name. Also, the Android interface may even come with some extra software instead of the usual pure, no-fluff Android experience free of bloatware. This isn't the first time we've heard reports of Google changing up its phone plans. Earlier this summer, The Guardian reported that Google is making its own branded phone to be released by the end of the year. If it's not called Nexus, what could it be called? The Google phone? The G? We'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, the parent company Alphabet is also shaking things up in the smart home world by taking some Nest developers and moving them into Google. That's according to a report from Fortune. Nest Labs makes internet-connected thermostats and smoke detectors, and it sits under the Alphabet umbrella. As you may recall, when Google purchased Nest in 2014, the company promised that Nest would remain independent. But now, the report says Google is absorbing some Nest software engineers to work on Google Home, which is Google's competitor to the Amazon Echo. That's it for this Tech News Update, and a big thanks to all of your lovely messages while I was out on maternity leave. Support from fans like you makes it easier to come back. I'm Bridget Carey. You can stay on top of the biggest stories at cnet.com/update.
Who owns Yahoo?
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm still Jeff, and with me is still Bridget and still Joe.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to continue our segment that we debuted. I think it was last week we debuted it. It's something that we like to call Joe and Tell. Oh, there he is. Mr. Kaminsky, what are you showing us this week? What the hell is that?
This, first of all, I'd like to thank Alan and Nicole and company
And science.
in sending this over. This is actually a prototype. This is an early release of PongBot.
What?
It's currently on Kickstarter right now.
Like beer pong?
Yes,
I've
yes.
seen the red
Oh
cups.
my God.
So it's like beer pong. You load the cups in.
Stop it.
You load it with your. Well,
Oh, this seems
load
like
it-
it came to be after a drunken night of
You load it with
Roomba
your
and-
favorite alcoholic beverage.
totally.
You can make it beer. If you're underage, you can make it fruit punch.
Fruit punch. Exactly. All the
it
kids
actually
are playing
it actually
beer
has
pong,
two
fruit punch.
modes. If you toggle the switch to the right, it puts it in an automatic mode, which
is
it'll
like
just
a Roomba.
randomly move all around.
Oh, and it
then
can detect.
it can
the
detect the
corners.
edges, or you can
The
put
edge.
it in manual mode, where when your opponent's shooting, you can move it around, and yes, you cannot run it off the edge.
That's
So you can mess with
awesome.
somebody and
Yes.
see if they can get it.
Man, that is so. See, I would have loved to have this one.
So now-
Oh my god.
No, wait. The,
Whoa,
one, thing,
whoa,
the
whoa.
one thing I will have to
Pongbot,
say,
you've gone crazy.
Well, that's the one thing I will say with Pongbot. Pongbot will not fall off the table, but it will
Bump into
knock the ball cup off the table
because it's got
we did that
obviously
yesterday.
a laser shooting down, but not on the side.
So yes,
So,
and you
yeah.
can control it with the little remote.
Oh, that's cool.
Remote.
Pongbot, where were you 10 years ago? When,
So, the cool
15
thing-
years ago when I was in school.
One
my
cool thing I
gosh.
wish they would do, and I hope they do it in the final, is maybe have it come in different colors so you can have it match your college.
License out like all the colors and
Yeah,
logos.
it's very simple.
I see that happening.
Whoa!
Yeah,
don't want
that'd
to
be
drop
rad.
the ball.
Oh, this is
Don't
a
drop the balls.
must-have for the holidays.
So, okay.
So when you re-rack,
I
you
have
can
a few
obviously-
questions.
Sure.
So, how much is this?
So right now it's $39.95,
That's
which is great. Which is great on Kickstarter.
That price is
They're-
pretty good.
They launched it August 22nd
Yeah.
of obviously this year, and the goal is $100,000, and I think they're up to like 14,900 right now. I wish these guys a lot of luck because this is really cool. It actually runs on 4 AA's.
Okay.
I don't know if you got the shot, the
There
4
you go,
AA
4
batteries.
AA batteries.
You can always buy rechargeables, I guess, if you want to go rechargeables. Very, very simple.
How long's the battery last? Do you know?
I don't know, but these batteries have been in here since I received it from them. This is a prototype,
Okay.
so it's very rare, and I'm trying to take care of it.
It's very rare.
But if it stays here till third Thursday, I know a lot of people that really want to pong on it.
Yeah.
If I don't have to get it back right away.
What are these little? It's got these
I
little.
believe those sensors, because when one of them hits the edge,
Oh, okay.
it
Does
automatically
it look
stops.
like it was shooting out some sort of like?
Well, there's lights from the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's not a laser.
No, you could turn it on. You could turn it on if you want.
Okay. How do I? Oh, I see. Oh yeah, this has nothing. Those are just LEDs. I thought
Yeah.
maybe there was some sort
Yeah,
of.
well, it gives
like-
it a cool effect if you're
So
playing in low
okay,
light.
I understand how it works now. All
And
right,
then this is the cup rack. It sits right on the top.
it's pretty smart.
Can you imagine a souped-up version that has like even more and oh my
Helicopter.
gosh.
It should be a drone.
Oh, drone, drone pong. Well, the cool thing with this is that, like I said, if you're not playing against somebody, you just want to be a single lush at home, you can put it on auto
Oh, that's
and just sit
sad.
there. Hey, listen, you got some people who want to get
That
their
is such a sad visual.
who want to get their game
What
up.
are you gonna do now, Jim?
Hey,
I'm gonna
listen.
play beer pong by myself against my
I
robot.
got to get my game ready.
I'm gonna just hang out with Pongbot.
You know what? Maybe you can FaceTime your friend and play them via FaceTime and drink.
I'm not sure there is room for those kinds of losers in this world. Wow, this is amazing. I'm genuinely impressed.
I thought that was
Smart.
really cool. I think the price is at the perfect place.
Yeah, the price really is the best part. I can't believe that's 40
And I
bucks.
mean,
Yeah.
there are people here who love it in this office for our third Thursday.
Well, you could do it yourself at home. Just put a Roomba, a couple.
Yeah, a
little duct tape.
Roomba's like $300-400. That's a little expensive.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
I'm not gonna be super bummed when I accidentally.
But it's also
fry that.
cleaning while you're drinking.
Talk about productivity.
it's cleaning. It's the
this
same
is-
thing you have on your floor and your table. That's not really that clean,
No, I know
Yeah.
what you're saying.
except for the ball that bounces.
That's
But I mean,
very
also,
interesting.
you know,
Does it come in like because I feel like that plastic little thing on top could come in like a larger capacity.
That's what I'm thinking.
Beer
maybe-
pong isn't beer pong
It's
more?
like a
it's usually
triangle.
10 cups. I mean, they're
10?
like
Yeah.
10 cups.
10?
Like
I thought it was 6.
Well, you have Beirut. You have they do the pyramid shape. But there
It's like
are
a bowling
variations.
setup.
But I mean,
bowling pins.
It's been a
This
while.
was really fun. I got a couple people in the office to play it yesterday while I was just messing around with the remote, and you know, if they played the video, they were genuinely having fun. And
Yeah.
we use cider, by the way, so they really did drink.
Okay.
There was no faking it.
I respect that.
It's come real or go home.
Wow. All right, and the Kickstarter's going on right now. If you want to choose to back something like this, go for it.
I think I love when people come up with creative ideas, and I think it's good they get their recognition.
Excellent. Well, thanks for bringing that in,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Joe of Joe and Tell. Mike in the control room. Do we have any other questions before we say goodbye?
Oh yeah, we had a lot of questions. Thank you so much, everybody, for being in the chat. First off, Bridget, we had so much love for your return in the chat today.
Aw.
Michael, right off the bat, said, "Welcome back again, Bridget. Missed you." Down a little further, Keely wrote back, "She is back," and somebody wrote Wonder Woman in caps as well during the clip on our break.
Oh, well,
And-
that's
and-
nice.
That's awesome.
And for those who
you.
didn't notice, Michael is rocking Deadpool on his shirt.
Let's see it.
All right, there's like
Show
little
it off.
Deadpools on here.
I likes that shirt.
That's pretty badass, Mike.
It's good for work, good for sci-fi.
Yeah.
We also had some comments from our first segment. At Lyra Pass says, actually not bringing phone, but not to own one yet. Let kids enjoy their life when they're young because they're missing a lot. G-Lin said, you do not need a smartphone, but you can have an emergency communication device with GPS tracking. Veno stuff, I think that 1 hour in a day of screen time, like tablets, is okay for kids. Kalash, kids should have all the tech in the world as they can. They shouldn't study. They should use tech day and night.
Okay.
Maybe he's
And
being
Nathan says, no, how could one have too much tech, especially kids? Kids were born in the generation of technology.
Some of those comments made me start to think that, you know, I was earlier making the argument that you want your child to have the advantage, but maybe if everyone has a screen in front of their face, the advantage is to think differently outside of the screen and to run around, and they'll have the advantage. In the
Yeah,
next
while they're
generation.
looking at their phone, you can take their place in
Well,
line.
it's also our
Yeah,
job
yeah.
to say, hey, get up, let's go to the park, or let's go
Right.
play
For
ball,
sure.
or let's go ride our bicycles, and not just give them the phone. so you can
Without
do
a
it.
doubt, like, and that's something we didn't even touch on earlier. I feel like, you know, I was playing as much Nintendo and PC stuff as any kid could possibly when I was young, but I also played a lot of hockey, and like that's super important.
I
Like,
played a lot of basketball.
and if you're not moving around, like you're basically dead.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get any exercise when you're a kid, it's not going to just work out for you
No, it
when you get
doesn't.
older. So I can't stress that enough. And I don't care who you are, you can't argue with that.
No, I definitely got to get them out.
Yeah, you can't argue with
my son and I
physical
always
activity.
like, you know, Eric challenged me, and I still got to, because I got sick, but I got to finish it. The 22 push-ups.
Yeah.
My son got down and started doing them with me. It's so funny because he was going to break his little limbs trying to
Sure.
do as many push-ups as dad. But definitely, they got to stay active. And
Right on.
and I mean, it's up to us to keep them active.
For sure.
You take them outside, and when my son's outside, he doesn't pull his phone out.
Right.
It's if he's sitting at home or something like that, and his phone is sitting on the side. So maybe if he's building something to his Lego set, he looks up like a video or the funniest thing, one time he wanted a Lego set, and I said, I don't know where to get that. He went on eBay and found it. Said, look, you can get it here.
Yeah.
It's like-
There you go.
Not
know-
just active, but knowing how to interact.
Totally.
With the face to
Totally.
face, you know, instead
Like,
of just
oh
texting.
my God, eye contact.
Yeah,
What a thing.
It is a skill.
For sure. Hearing we have some more comments and questions from Mike in the control room.
Yeah, guys, so Dwight wants to know what your thoughts were about this morning's announcement of Samsung recalling the Note 7 phone.
Oh man, I could not believe. I mean, look, it happens, but this is unprecedented.
But do you
right?
think?
Like,
Do you think with 35 reports of batteries catching fire that Apple would have done a massive recall, or would have been another, you're charging it wrong?
yeah. Oh, fire's weird where you live.
They would probably say, bring it into the nearest Apple store, and we'll confirm whether your model is one of the defective ones.
Right, yeah. So,
Yeah,
so,
it's
so they
interesting.
They
really
probably
went
sugarcoat
all
it
out.
like that.
Yeah, so they didn't sugarcoat it. They said everyone gets a new model. That's a big deal.
Right, so are they replacing the entire phone,
Yeah.
or are they just replacing the battery?
Well, they haven't given details on how you get it fixed, but they are offering replacements, was the phrasing, to everyone.
Wow.
So what are they
For
replacing?
every single phone that was bought.
Yes.
Whew.
It could be
Yeah.
about 1 million phones right now.
Oh man.
It's only
oh,
out
man.
for 2 weeks.
That's it, yeah. So that's what we think about that. Is that all there, Mike? Or or is there anything else?
Just thank you again to everybody else for being in the chat. We also have a couple shout outs. Hi to Noel, Andre, Larry, Caliente, Frijoles, James, Adrian, Nathan, and Jeanette, apparently in her first time in a live chat, according to her. So
All
thank
right,
you so
Jeanette.
much for joining us.
Make it a habit.
I have
Right?
a thank you. I'd like to thank Brian Van Gelder because he always does an amazing job. He did the editing for the Pong bot video. He did the Gecko bot video. He came up with the whole Joe and Tell. Yes, Brian, you deserve
Golf
a lot of
clap for
recognition.
BBG.
And
Love
honestly, this show or anything in this room wouldn't go without him. So much love for Brian.
He makes the magic happen.
He
He
does.
refuses to be on camera. That's another reason why I give him so much credit, because
So we'll
I can't get him on camera to tell him.
We'll raise it up for BBG
There
in
you
the
go.
control room. And to you at home watching us
Yes.
live, thank you so much for joining us. Big thank you to Joey. Big thank you and welcome back to the lovely Bridget Carey, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be taking a couple, next Friday we're taking off. I don't know if you guys are aware, but next week is going to be a mess, a big old hot mess. We've got Apple announcing their new phone that shouldn't explode, but we'll see.
And won't be waterproof and won't have a better screen. But.
Yeah, there's plenty to talk about. Then also the same day is PlayStation's event, where they're probably going to be announcing 2 new consoles, the Slim and the Neo. There will be live blogs for both of those on CNET, so make sure you check that out. Plenty to watch next week, just no open tab. But we'll be back the week after, and that's Friday, September 16th, which is also my wife's birthday. All right.
Should we have her on the show?
No. No, she works. She works. She can't just come here. I have to leave.
We can Skype her.
Maybe. You don't do anything with her. Have a safe and fun weekend. Enjoy the holiday and keep the conversation going in the comment section. Tweet us with what you thought of today's show using the hashtag OpenTab. That's trademark. What's that, Joe?
Only if it's positive.
Yeah, only if it's positive. We don't want any negative stuff.
We keep it moving forward.
Yeah, we can't handle that.
We are sensitive.
And also, you notice we didn't do a geeky cocktail this week. But if you've got an idea for one, make sure you email it to us, and you can shoot that over to opentab@cnet.com. All right, that's it. We'll see you next time.